Okay, thank you, students. I am happy that to teach this problem to you. It is coming in the replacement problem, which fails suddenly. Okay, that type of problem. That is what we are discussing about. Uh, the item which fails suddenly. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss. This type of problems now. Now let us discuss the problem first. Now this is what the problem given to us. Now find the cost per period of individual replacement policy of an installation of 300 lights bulbs given the following data. Okay, the following data is given to us. So this is what the following data is given. Week the first week, at the end of the first week the probability is 0.1. At the end of the second week the probability of the failure is 0.3. At the end of the third week the probability of failure is 0.7. At the end of fourth week the probability is 1.0. Okay, this is the data given to us. Okay, right. What we have to find out is that the cost per period of individual replacement. Every week what would be the individual replacement cost? That's what we have to find out. There are 300 light bulbs. Okay, then individual replacement cost is also given rupees 2. That is, for replacing the individual bulb it cost rupees 2. And second one, condition of the probability of failure is also given here. Probability of failure is also given here. Now let us find the individual probability for the failure for each week. Here the cumulative probabilities of the failure is given. 0 to 1 week, 0.1 probability. From the first week to second week, 0.3 is the failure probability. From the second week to third week the failure probability is 0.7, and from third week to fourth week the probability is 1. So summation of all these probabilities become 1. Now we have to find the individual probability. Okay, for the first year what would be the probability? For the first weekend of the first week what would be the probability? For the second week what would be the probability? For the third week what would be the probability? For the fourth week what would be the probability? We have to find out. So how that is possible? If you subtract this from this, we can get the probability of the individual probability. If you subtract this probability of the failure from this, then we can get the individual probability for this. If you subtract this from this, we will get the individual probability for this. If you subtract this from this, we will get the individual probability for the failure. So that's the way we are calculating. That is the step given here. For the first week the probability is 0. Okay, for the second week the probability is 0.1. So the third week the probability is 1 minus 0.7. Actually here, let me correct, second probability is here. So 0.3 minus 0.1. Now let the screen be small one. Now it will be okay. Yes, I think it is okay now. The probability of the first week is 0. The probability of the second week is 0.3 minus 0.1, that is 0.2. The probability of the third week is equal to 0.7 minus 0.3, that is equal to 0.4. And the probability of the fourth week is equal to 1 minus 0.7 is equal to 0.3. Okay, and these are the probabilities, individual probabilities for the 4 weeks. So that's what we have to find out first, because this is needed in our formula here. Okay, that's what you have to understand. So this is what needed: P0, P1, P2, P3, all this we need. For that we have to find the individual probabilities, the distribution of individual probabilities we have to calculate, like by using that previous probability distribution it is possible to calculate this. Okay, right. Now suppose Ni represent the number of replacements made at the end of ith week, then we know the formula about that. Am I correct? Then N0 would be no bulb is going false. I mean no bulb going failure. Therefore N0 is equal to 300. N1 is the formula N0 into P1, the total number of items into the probability of failure in the first week, and that would be equal to 300 into 0.1, that is P1 we have calculated as 0.2, that is what P1 is 0.1. okay, so that's what we have here, 0.1, that gives you 30. okay, now N2 is what we see here is N0 P1 plus N1 P1. So 300 into 0.2, actually here 0.2 is P2. Am I correct? Here P2 should come there, not P1. P2 plus N1 into P1. Here P2 should come here. It's some mistake here. Here P2. N0 into P2 plus N1 into P1. N0 here is 300 into P2 is what? 0.2. So substitute that here, 0.2 plus what is N1? N1 is equal to 30 bulbs, and 30 bulbs into 0.1. okay, 0.1. So 30 into 0.1. If you simplify this, you will get 63 bulbs. okay, so at the beginning 300 bulbs, at the end of the first week 30 bulbs, at the end of the second week 63 bulbs going down, and then at the end of N3 the formula is N0 P3 plus N1 P2 plus N2 P1. okay, you substitute those values there. P0 available there, 300 N0 into P3. P3 into P3 is how much? 0.4 plus N1. N1 is how much there? 30 into P2. P2 is how much there? 0.2, and then plus N2. N2 is how much? 63 into P1. P1 is 0.1. If you multiply and add, you will get 128. So what we understand here is the number of failures in each week increases till the third week. So till the third week it is increasing. It is increasing. Am I correct? 30 failure, then 63 failure, then 132 failure. Then afterwards, from the third week onwards, it decreases. See here, 132 in the third week, but in the fourth week it is 128. So it is decreasing. So it is increasing, and in the when compared to the first week, second week, and third week, and fourth week, it is a decreasing. okay, that is what we understand. okay, now average life of a light bulbs, already we know that the formula is summation of I into P of I into P of I. okay, here first week into the probability P1 is 0.1 plus second week into the probability of P2 is equal to 0.2 plus 3 into the probability, corresponding probability, the third week probability is 0.4 plus fourth week into corresponding probability 0.3. okay, so you are getting 2.9 weeks. Now average number of failure per week is equal to total items 300 divided by 2.9, you will get 103. So the individual cost is 2 rupees. You multiply that by 103, you will get the total replacement cost as rupees 206. okay, thank you very much. In the next session we will be seeing another